I'm older than you think I am. Bless your heart. We try. Standing here like a fool in high heel shoes at 77 years of age. So you see, I knew Dr. King, and to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King is to talk about hope. The first time I met him in the early 60s, when I was about 12, I was really struck by what a quiet man he was. He always seemed quiet, but the first time I heard him speak, suddenly, it was as if he was breathing a fire of hope all over all of us. And in all of us who needed desperately a man like Dr. King to turn our hopes and dreams into action. He aroused in us a total commitment to his dream, which drew 250,000 of us here in 1963. In those days, I must confess that I was afraid to come to Washington because it was the South and it operated like the South. I was a little girl from New York and that always scared the hell out of me. But I can remember well when I was a girl, good reason for feeling that way. I was taking the train from New York to visit my grandmother in North Carolina, and it was here in our nation's capital that the conductor would ask me and my family to move to the colored car. And I asked my mother, why? What have I done? Nothing, she replied. And Dr. King said nothing was not enough. We had to start doing something. And thanks to him, the hope he inspired, we did. And we are. I was introduced to Dr. King in Brooklyn one evening before we were to make an appearance on a radio program. He was very young, and so was I. Because I was a young mother at the time, I felt bold enough to ask him why a man with a family, with a wife and children, was willing to live as a hunted man. Even back in the early 60s, we all felt that he would never live to see his grandchildren. I won't forget ever in my lifetime the expression on his face when he explained that he had already put his house in order, that his wife and children chose to walk with him on this journey every step of the way. My grandmother from North Carolina would be the first to remind us that even Moses didn't make it to the promised land. His God-given purpose was to show us the way. I say it was the same with Dr. King, who showed us the way. And all his children and all his grandchildren are here to continue his journey together every step of the way. I remember the day that we met because it was a little talk show in the back of a nightclub in Brooklyn. I thought, why is he here? I don't understand. This is really not a very important talk show. But he went almost every night, wherever He could speak his words. And I will love him until the day I die. His memory is something that continues at this time in my life to give me the strength and the courage to move on, to not stop. I don't want to be satisfied with a little television show that I did and I was the star, but I was pleased to be there. Now I'm no longer pleased. We have to own the damn station. Thank you.